Hi guys, Tennis World with Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert. This is your review of the year, the 2024 year. Guys, when I look at this year and what happened, I just feel like it was Sinner and Alcaraz's year. I feel like 2024 marked the changing of the guard. Like in 2022, we saw 2 Grand Slams for Nadal, one for Djokovic, but remember Djokovic only played 2, won 1 of 2. Nadal won 2 of 4. Alcaraz got his first one at the US Open, but didn't face Nadal or Djokovic, so that wasn't any idea of a changing of the guard. He was just the best of all the rest. Then in 2023, Alcaraz did step up, but Djokovic still won 3 Grand Slams. Alcaraz won. But Alcaraz beat Djokovic at his best in the Wimbledon final. So we're starting to see something, but still, you can't say the guards change when Djokovic wins 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. But 2024, none for Nadal, none for Djokovic. It would be Nadal's last year on the tour. Djokovic would win a Grand Slam, and Alcaraz would get 2 Grand Slams. And now Sinner would get 2 Grand Slams. So now it's split between the new 2 guys of the next generation are now saying it's our turn. We're dominating. We're winning 2 each. Sinner 2, Alcaraz 2. I just feel like maybe Djokovic, I feel like what happened to him when you had a great year last year, like physically, like 11 months a year, to just keep that up, like every year. And then like the 2023, you won so much. You won 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. You made the final and the 5th set in the one you didn't win. You won the top 8. You won a whole lot of other stuff. At that age, and then 11 hard months, and then just have 1 month and then do it all again, your body's going to have to give. And when that happens, when now Alcaraz and Sinner start to hit their peak, then you're in big trouble. So I just feel like, and then also, I don't think he had motivation, Djokovic, to go after that long year to do it again. I feel like he got older. I feel like the second half of the year he was affected by the knee injury, and he just wasn't motivated too. And just I don't think he was confident either. And then all that happening when Sinner and Alcaraz are now running into your peak when you have to almost go back to Djokovic in your 20s. So he wins nothing. But Sinner or Alcaraz say, this is my time. It's not just one guy breaking through like Alcaraz. It's a new generation. It's 2 new champions taking over the game and sharing these Grand Slams 2 each. And that's what 2024 really marked, the changing of the guard. But the one big thing that Djokovic wanted to win before he retired was the Olympics, and that's where you saw his motivation. You saw maybe 11 months every year. I won the Grand Slam race. I won the most Masters 1,000, all the records. I've got them all. Weeks at number 1, year end number 1, Masters 1,000, Grand Slams. So then when you've got all those records and you don't really have the motivation, and then you're exhausted to go, another year of 11 months after last year, and then the knee injury, and then you just drop and you have a bad year. But the one time where Djokovic still had that motivation that he did when he was younger was the thing that he wants the most. Just like the Grand Slam race, he wanted the Olympics. But the difference is the Grand Slam, there are 4 Grand Slams a year. You're just trying to win as many. You don't have to win all of them. This is the one last chance he's ever going to get to win the Olympic gold. And the motivation was as strong as it's ever been, much stronger than the rest of the year. So we saw when Djokovic's motivation is there, that he can actually play as good as he used to be before this year. But in general, he didn't have the motivation. He was tired, exhausted, run down, and injured, and far from his best and looked like an old man out there. But then Sinner and Alcaraz looked like this is their time. And I just think it was all about that. I mean, having the rematch in the Wimbledon final, Djokovic-Alcaraz, and it was meant to be where they had such a close final last year, 5 sets. It was meant to be Djokovic's time for revenge. But then instead of being revenge, Alcaraz just won by a lot more in straight sets. I mean, Sinner looked great, and he also, 2 big moments of the year was one when Sinner beat Djokovic at his best Grand Slam in the semi-final, and that at the start of the year really ended Djokovic's dominance, taking him out in his best Grand Slam, right? And then the other moment was when Djokovic gets in a Wimbledon final, which has been his second best Grand Slam against Alcaraz, and gets destroyed in straight sets. Djokovic only won one of set in both of those two matches, and that's where the new generation said it's our time. By beating Djokovic, Alcaraz at the Wimbledon final, and Sinner in the Australian Open semi-final. But in the end, it shows Sinner and Alcaraz. Sinner was great in that Australian Open, even after winning that. The pressure, now you'll beat Djokovic and you're feeling very happy, but you're not won the tournament and you still got to show up, and now you're the favorite to beat Medvedev, and you go down to 2-0 and you come down and show the heart of a champion and come back. He shows that, like, I'm one of the great players for this next generation. I'm going to be there winning a lot of Grand Slams. But then Alcaraz on the clay does well, beats Sinner, comes from 2-1 down, wins in 5. This is the new rivalry. That match decided that championship. Then again in Wimbledon, Alcaraz played great. I think Sinner was a bit sick, but then Alcaraz runs into Djokovic in the final and destroys him. Then Alcaraz and Djokovic neither play well in the US Open, but then Sinner's there without much competition and dominates and wins it. So that's basically the summary of the year. It was a changing of the guard year. And Djokovic was not motivated, was tired, run down, didn't have a motivation to go another 11-month year. And then as a result, and then while that happened, Sinner and Alcaraz hit their peak and dominate, right? And win all the Grand Slams. But then the one time where Djokovic says, I'm not motivated for the full 11-month year. I'm not even motivated that much for the Grand Slams like before, because I've won the Grand Slam race and my body's tired and run down and I need a huge amount of motivation to fight for that. But when he just has to do it for 1 week in best of 3 for the thing that's the most important thing that he wants, an Olympic gold medal, that's when the prize and the desire is so much. Even winning Grand Slams, even the Grand Slam race is just one more. And even if you don't win that particular one, there's another one. But this is like the biggest thing he wants. It's one tournament, and he's never going to get another shot. And either he does it or he doesn't. And everything comes down to that. The motivation just for that week is extreme. And then the physical part, it's easier to hold the motivation because it's only best of 3 and it's only 1 week to keep the motivation. And then the motivation is one chance at it. And if you don't get it, you'll never get it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when it's like not just Grand Slams, like you want to win most of them, but if you don't, it's okay. It's one last chance. Either you get the Olympic gold or you don't. The motivation is extreme. And as far as the physical and the mental and pushing yourself at this age, you only have to do it for 1 week and only best of 3. So if it's only a week and it's only best of 3, and then the motivation is so high, my one last chance to get Olympic gold, that's where we saw Djokovic for 1 week this year play great, but the rest of the year looked like an old man. And the rest of the year, Sinner and Alcaraz shown like it's our time and we're moving into our peak and we're dominating, and Djokovic is zero. But for one last chance at Olympic gold, when you only have to do it for best of 3 for a week, then Djokovic was able to produce that old Djokovic for a week. But generally, he's looked like an old man, and it's been Sinner and Alcaraz dominating. So like that's really what's happened, guys. Sinner and Alcaraz changing the guard. But now Djokovic is going to be fresh. He's had 3 months off at the end of the year to get ready. I think he will be better in 2025, not what he was. But anyway, I'm going to do a video to preview the 2025 season tomorrow. So be back for that. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. And thanks for watching. And bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for being with me. Tomorrow we'll preview the 2025 season. Be there for that. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.